how to make tough decisions. Now, this is going to be in our business and in our personal life, and how we can use this fundamental concept in order to make things simpler for us in order to make a yes or no decision. Because as a business owner, you know that sometimes it comes down to yes or no in order to move forward. Okay. And we don't want to make the mistake of saying yes to the wrong things that actually going to cripple our business or our happiness in our life. Right. And so who we're talking about today is Descartes. Okay. This gentleman right here, he was a theorist. Okay. He's got a theory on making decisions that seems to work and stand the test of time. So we're going to talk about how he was able to use that. On this channel, we talk about ways to earn more money for our businesses and also how to create better wealth, health, love, and happiness. Okay. Because that's what you want in your life. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel so that way you don't miss out on any of these videos. Okay. Now, this principle I have used to I use to hire people. I use this to fire people. I also use this for whether or not someone should be a business partner or a friendship, or for my diet even. So if you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle, trying to get them traps, trying to get those curls for the girls, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're going to use this fundamentals. Now, Descartes' theory, okay, he went on this really deep dive, stretched your brain. He says, what is something that I can use that will stand the test of time, that will always be true? Okay. So he started thinking to himself, he's like, hey, will politics always be true? Is there a fraction of a chance that it's false on either side? There's a fraction that it's false. Okay. So that's not 100% true. Diets. Is a keto diet the right diet for everybody? Or is it the right diet? Well, there's a chance that somebody in the keto diet, that actual diet can actually kill them. So that's not 100% true. Okay. And he goes on through multiple different things through this, and he finds one thing that is always going to be true. Okay. And that's math. And so we have this theory and the way to make decisions based off of your calculator. Okay. And how to make decisions based off of your calculator. And this is really where some of the greats still to this day will make decisions, right? Whether they consciously or unconsciously know this concept, they still use this concept to make that hard decision. Okay. This also works with friendships. This also works with business partners. Okay. So how this works is basically just like, let's think about friendships. Everybody's has had bad friends and good friends. Okay. So we can take our calculator and let's say that we're kind of on the edge of whether or not that we should end a friendship with somebody or a partnership with somebody, right? Well, we just pull out the calculator and then we do some simple math. Okay. So let's do for the friendship. So when we hang out, with this, how much percentage of a value do they bring to my happiness? Okay. Am I feeling dreadful when they show up? Okay. That would be like negative a couple points. Do I feel excited when they show up? Positive a couple points. Okay. Do we get in trouble when we're together? Do we do dumb things? Okay. Negative a couple points. Are we both working to create a better future as we're hanging out? Okay. Add a couple points. And then you're going to get that overall score. Okay. And the score is going to be weighed off of the things that you guys can do together into the future and the things that happen to be bad, right? Whether it's, simple things like drinking too much, or someone always have negative comments about things, or every time you bring up a new idea, they shut it down instead of feeding it and giving it life, right? Because those are hard people to be around, especially as a business owner and a business partner. If you're feeding ideas to your business partner, and count how many times do they actually feed good ideas back to you? Okay. Rather than just be like, because there's nothing worse than a business partner where you throw ideas at them and all they do is kill the ideas and then never feed any of their own back. Okay. That's a good indicator that we're not going to work out. Okay. Because you have to have somebody to feed life into you both ways. All right. And that works with almost any relationship across the board. Okay. Friendships, partnerships. Okay. And we can also use this same math. We understand this math when it comes to health pretty easy. Because if I go and eat out at McDonald's 4 or 5 times a day, 4 or 5 times a day. Dang, bro. We're going super large. We're going super large. Okay. 4 or 5 times a week. Okay. And I only eat clean 2 times a week. What are the odds that my body's going to get better? Okay. They're not, the odds are against me, right? Because I'm 5 to 2. I'm 5 bad days to 2 good days. That's the simple math. Okay. So what's the decision that I have to make there? Now I need to change from 2 good days to 5 good days and then maybe 2 bad days. Okay. Or maybe even just 1 bad day. All right. And that's going to be how we can make the decision on that. Now I've used this for hiring and firing people because at the end of the day, if they're costing me more money than they make me, that's the time that I have to cut the ties, right? And even if I give them warning, hey, did I give you 1 or 2 warnings, 3 warnings? Did we talk about this together? How many times have we had the same conversation? Okay. And if I've had the same conversation more than twice, okay, and there's no sign of improvement on the same topic that we talked about, it's time to let you go. Plus, you cost X amount of money to be here, but you're not bringing in any extra. Okay. So you're basically just a liability. There's no assets coming from your work ethic or anything. So we're going to have to let you go. Right. And letting people go is hard. It's really hard. I like when people quit because then I don't have to actually fire them. But sometimes people are relentless and they're kind of not all the way there in their head. So you have to let them go. You got to just tell them, look, this isn't going to work out. X, Y, and Z. I hope for you to find the best and then maybe have some places that they can go afterwards. Right. So this is the simplest strategy I still use to this day, and I even know the big dogs like um some of the billionaires that are around, they use this same philosophy to make decisions. So one for some people that are like maybe have a job and you're like, oh, I want to quit this job and go work somewhere else. Um I can get paid 50,000 at where I'm doing, or I can get paid 100,000 at this next job, right? Well, those aren't the only factors that we have to put into play. Now we have to put into play happiness and fulfillment on what you're going to be doing at that job. And is it a startup company? Or they established company? Is it if it's a startup, then the chances of me getting paid over the next 2 years are going to be much slimmer than if it's been an established company, right? They've been around for 6, 10 years already, right? But just like Sears, it could be around for 100 and still end up in bankruptcy, right? Um, so it's really just doing that math, right? What can you do with the extra 100,000? Will the extra 100,000 actually add happiness to me, or is it just going to be more miserable because I don't like what I'm doing there, even though I have a bigger paycheck? But the job, the actual doing of the job is terrible, and I hate it, and I hate the people I hang around. For me, that would be a good indicator. I'll take the 50K over the 100K due to the happiness relevance, okay, and what I'm doing, right? Which is also why I own my own business, because every time I get a job, I'm like, yo, you guys are doing this wrong, and everybody here freaking hates their life, right? Um, so this is the simplest concept that I use. I still use this to the day, whether or not I need a new business partner, whether or not I should do fitness or exercises or relationships, right? When my fiance and I broke up, the biggest indicator was there was no more effort coming from one side. Okay, no more trial, no more tries. It was done. It was killed. There was no more effort from one side, right? You can count the efforts coming, and as soon as they dwindled off, and it was only a one-side effort, and that was very obvious, it was time to leave. I packed up all my shit into some grocery bags, and I literally left the same day. So these are can be very hard decisions, but when we try to take out the emotion at first and just go to pure math and then add happiness and fulfillment to that equation, right? And those are going to be your own odds, right? Because you have to know yourself enough to know that, hey, if I'm throwing garbage in a garbage can, but I'm making 125 a year, you know, or I could be making 50K a year and I can be doing something else that I actually enjoy, or I can get double the pay and do something that I hate. I'm going to take the lower pay. Okay. Because the fulfillment factor there is for me. Some people are going to choose the harder one, okay, the less fulfillment one because of the money aspect, and they don't understand the full aspect of the spectrum, right? You need the happiness and fulfillment inside this calculator as well. So that way you're not spending 10, 15 years doing something you hate and then you die with money in the bank. So who cares, right? So go ahead and leave your comments down below and leave a like on this. We got this information today from the 67 Steps of Tai Lopez. We are on day 15 inside the 67 steps, the principles and guidelines on how to live the good life. This is from all of the easiest and fastest way to learn from some of the smartest and most successful and wealthiest people in the world. Okay. You can get your own 67 steps. I'm just giving you my reviews from what I've learned inside of these. And I re-listen to these. Well, right now we're doing it every day for the next 67 days. Okay. So don't miss out on any of those. You can also, if you're a business owner and you're stressed out and you want more attention, leads, and sales, make sure you go to the first link down in the description so you can get access to the 15-day challenge that's going to show you exactly how to do that step by step, play by play. And this is also how I made my first $10,000 online as well, is right through here. Before I started my agency and before I started my own coaching companies. But this company right here is what showed me, this blueprint is what showed me that that's going to be possible. Okay. So that's what I have for you today, my friend. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.